No, you know, look, I disagree with so much of this because, you know, I don't think we want to say that we're involved with a war against all of Islam. I don't think we want that. And secondly, I think if you, and I hear this from the generals always want war. But they say, oh no, we're disengaged. That's what I just heard in that tape. Yeah, they're saying, you know what, we need a strategy. What?
They want to protect the country.
I want to protect the country too, but I'm saying there are different ways. You can't constantly go back and fight the last war as if this is World War II.
That's not what they're saying. They're saying we need a refreshed strategy.
Well,
and they're not alone. The other people who have said this include all of the former secretaries of state and defense of President Obama. True. Gates, Panetta.
Yep.
Even Tom Friedman said you got to call it what it is.
No. Calling it what it is different than saying, oh, you know what? The solution is just more war.
That's not
more
what they
troops
said.
Going on the
that's
ground.
Unfair to them.
I don't think that. I think that's exactly what all the generals, all the soldiers say. Hey, we know how to fight wars.
You know what's
Let's
different?
solve it through fighting wars.
These guys actually have responsibility. They have the responsibility to protect. They're going to be responsible for this long after President Obama has gone and is making billions of dollars.
Let me tell you something. I think anybody who's president of the United States is burdened by the responsibility of keeping us safe. And
I agree.
That if the minute something goes wrong, they are going to be held accountable to no end. So I don't think it's fair to say, oh, gee, our current president's not doing enough to keep us safe.
I didn't say that, Juan. I said they are going to be responsible for a lot longer than after President Obama leaves office. They are looking at a 70-year ideological war that they've got to try to fight, and they're asking for a refreshed strategy, and they did the right thing. They didn't write books like others. They went directly to Congress, testified in open seating. They were honest. They were on the record. And that's a kind of transparency. I think that
I think some of them have written books. I'm thinking of Leon Panetta. But let me just say,
I'm saying the generals who were talking yesterday we're not doing it for any financial gain.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But I'm saying there's diplomacy, there's sanctions, there's training and support, there's sharing intelligence. There's obviously a social media war. This is where we are. This is what the generals
Is there anyone that suggests that we shouldn't employ all of those?
Well, these generals are only talking in military terms.
But you're conflating. The topic is, and the issue is, should the Obama administration call Islamic radical terror, or should they not? Or should they continue?
We passed that. We agree. They should call it that. I worry about, you know, antagonizing all of the Islamic world, but that's them.
I think we can stop worrying about that because
it hasn't helped.
Yeah,
the last 6 years we haven't said it once. ISIS on the march.
Right.
We have Al Qaeda on the march. People are being beheaded. The JV team has become the Lakers. So why not try something different? Why not call them? Let the world know we know who they are. There's another. Can I stay on this a little bit?
Yeah.
There's a great piece in New York Magazine. I don't know if you guys read Jonathan Chait. Have you seen this piece? He talks about freeze. He talks about the left becoming too PC. President Obama is the leader of the left and the leader of the PC police. And Jonathan Chait points out that it's becoming more and more dangerous in America to say anything. You have to have a qualified opinion by your skin color, by your sex, by whatever, in order to say anything. And it's becoming a more dangerous.
My skin color didn't help me with NPR, brother.
and therein lies the balance.
And that's going to happen sooner.
What could happen sooner? He wants to be fired sooner. He wrote my man.
He wrote in the left Gawker Talking Points memo. They're out in force trashing him for having that opinion. That's a shame.
Yeah. Let me. And it's not just Republicans, and it's not just retired generals that are questioning President Obama. Democrats and an Iraqi vet, Tulsi Gabbard, had this to say last night on the record.
The first thing I think we've got to understand that this is not just about words. It's not just about semantics. It's really about having a real, true understanding of who our enemy is and how important that is. That we have to understand what their motivation is and what their ideology is, this radical Islamic ideology that's fueling them. It's a real problem because of a very simple reason, actually, and that is something I learned as Military 101. If you are at war, which we are, you have to know who your enemy is in order to defeat them.
KG, I would call her a rising star.
I think she is there. Let it happen. Yeah, I love her words of what she has to say, and it's true. You have to be able to name and identify with courage and conviction, unabashedly, who the enemy is. That's what we need to do in this country. And the generals, with all due respect, were not being warmongers. They were being visionaries about a future for America that is strong and safe. for all our future generations. Sometimes is war necessary, yes, but if you engage in the right tactics and you have a strong military and approach that is respected in the world, you shouldn't have to get to that step. But you must have the mettle and wherewithal to do it if it's called for.
Listen, these guys are saying even we should have a unified command like General Eisenhower did back in World War II. These guys are lost in the past.
No, they're not.
I'm going to tell you something.
No, they're not. They're immersed in victory. They're not lost in the past.
Think that the United States, if you think the United States of America is not fighting this war right now, go talk to the Italians, the Germans, the French, the British. We have more skin in this game than any of those.
Nobody is questioning that, but you can put all the skin in it you want. If you don't have the right strategy and approach and you're not doing it in a defiant, strong way, it's not going to give you the outcomes that you need.
I thought you were all about war a minute ago.
When you say talking about the past, General Jack Keane is one of the key people that advised Petraeus on the surge that worked. Ha! Research.
Yeah, surge that worked, right. And what you think that most Republicans right now, and forget the general public, most Republicans want to follow him back into war? No.
I didn't say that because there's a thoughtful, deliberate process.
All right, you two.
Where's Bob?
You go to your room.
Yeah.
And you go.
Can I go with her?
No.
This is what happens when I get sent to my room.
Yes. Doesn't happen on The View. All right. Frankly, we're all more attractive. All right, ahead. Is the Obama administration deliberately holding up the results of the Army's investigation of Bergdahl? That's next.
The Five is brought to you by Advocate. We build champions.